Welcome to our CFP exam prep discussion on COBRA coverage, a critical topic that frequently appears on the exam and often trips up even well-prepared candidates. Let's dive deep into COBRA, which stands for Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. This federal law enables employees and their dependents to maintain their group health insurance coverage temporarily after certain qualifying events that would typically result in coverage loss. Understanding the core components of COBRA is essential. The coverage must be identical to what the employee had while employed. This means if they had medical, dental, and vision coverage, they can continue all these benefits under COBRA. Many test takers mistakenly assume COBRA only covers medical insurance. The qualifying events that trigger COBRA eligibility include voluntary or involuntary job loss, reduction in work hours, transition between jobs, death, divorce from the covered employee, and loss of dependent child status. A common exam mistake is failing to recognize that retirement is also a qualifying event. The duration of COBRA coverage varies based on the qualifying event. Generally, coverage lasts up to 18 months for employment termination or reduced hours. However, this can extend to 29 months if the qualified beneficiary is disabled, and up to 36 months for other qualifying events like divorce or death of the employee. Test takers often confuse these timeframes on the exam. Let's break down a key concept that appears frequently on the CFP exam. COBRA applies to employers with 20 or more employees in the previous year. Small employers are exempt from COBRA requirements. However, some states have mini COBRA laws that apply to smaller employers. This distinction is crucial for the exam. Premium payments under COBRA can be up to 102% of the total cost of coverage. This includes both the employer and employee portions, plus a 2% administrative fee. Many candidates miss questions about this because they assume the premium remains the same as during employment. Here's a practical example that might appear on the exam. Consider an employee who pays $300 monthly for family health coverage while their employer contributes $700. Under COBRA, the employee would pay up to $1,020 monthly, calculated as 102% of the total $1,000 premium. Another tricky aspect is the election period. Qualified beneficiaries have 60 days from the later of either the loss of coverage or the date they receive their COBRA election notice to choose continuation coverage. The coverage is retroactive to the date of the qualifying event if elected. This timing aspect often appears in complex exam scenarios. A critical point that test takers frequently overlook is that employers can terminate COBRA coverage early if the beneficiary becomes covered under another group health plan, becomes entitled to Medicare, or fails to pay premiums timely. Understanding these termination triggers is essential for answering case study questions correctly. Remember that COBRA notifications must be provided within specific timeframes. Employers have 30 days to notify the plan administrator of the qualifying event, and the administrator then has 14 days to notify eligible beneficiaries. The exam often tests these notification requirements through scenario-based questions. By mastering these COBRA coverage details and keeping an eye out for common exam pitfalls, you'll be better prepared to tackle these questions on test day. The key is to understand not just the basic concept, but also the specific timeframes, costs, and qualifying events that make COBRA such a comprehensive employee benefit protection.